So it's 3/4 of the way through August. It's a steamy August evening, and Jessie is busy working on what she always likes to work on. Molly is sort of sniffing around, looking at where there might be things that need investigation or patrolling, and I'm just hanging out here in a very typical August day. It's in the 90s, probably felt more like 100 with all the humidity and everything, but it wasn't a bad day to be outside. And we got a lot of stuff done, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the garden. So let's start where we always start, and that's with chives. And chives are still going strong. They go strong all season long. First things up in the spring, and the last things to go down in the winter. Cucumbers, look at that baby. Pretty nice, huh? That's a pretty good size one too. They're slowing down a little bit, but they climbed up these ladders nicely and have been producing well. We'll probably have some cucumbers and sour cream dip tonight. Summer squash has also been very productive this year. We've frozen probably about 25 pounds, eaten a lot, and given a fair amount away at work too. I haven't got any zucchini to show you right now, but these scallop squash and yellow squash I showed you there, just been very, very productive, very fine. Biggest disappointment so far, pumpkins. I don't know what happened with them. They just sort of fell apart. They were looking very promising, but the vines just sort of died, and these pumpkins aren't really, they didn't finish, so they're sort of shriveling up, even though they look orange and okay. They're not going to make it to Halloween, I can tell you that right now. Look at these though, red noodles, yard-longs. Aren't those fun? I just love growing yard-long yard-long pole beans because they're just so much fun to grow. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. And these two. They actually are, yes, a yard long, no doubt about it. Anyway, they are just starting to come in to full maturity and doing fine. These Fordex green beans, which were not quite ready, I think, at the last video, have just been fantastic. Nice, long, meaty beans, and just a steady stream of them have been coming in since probably the last video that we had. Doing a lot of stir frying with them. Had trouble with the soybeans, but we do have some showing here, so I'm not sure when those will be actually ready to be pulled, but at least we're going to get some. And look at these lima beans, pretty nice coming in. They won't be ready for a while yet, but it's nice to see the pods starting. There's some big ones back down in there. Those are nice. Those are going to be nice lima beans. And this is the first time I've grown this variety of Brussels sprouts, and the Brussels sprouts aren't quite ready yet, but these plants, and they're called Diablo, I believe, are standing straight up much better than the other plants I've had before, which tend to fall over. Cabbage, these guys are probably ready to be harvested. Nice little tight heads, and they're supposed to be good for storage. If we have room in the refrigerator, they'll keep literally for months. And these broccoli, I kept thinking, it was time to pull the broccoli because they were all done, but I keep getting all these great little side shoots, and each one of those is a nice bite full of broccoli, and they just keep coming. Every time I come out here, there's more of them to cut and use. So some of them I let go a little bit too long, like this guy, but as long as they keep coming, there's no reason to pull them broccoli out of there. We'll just keep eating them. The leeks, I probably have left them in too long, but they're still probably going to be good. And now that I'm getting some potatoes, which you'll see later, I got to make some potato leek soup because that stuff is great. Meanwhile, the first planting of peas was pulled. Had a very good harvest as far as pea harvests go, and that is the second planting that's just coming up now, and it looks like pretty good germination, so we might get some good fall peas. You can see a little bit of the greens still coming up, so that's kind of nice. And this is the the leftover peppers, and look at how nicely they're all coming in. There's a nice colored one, and look at this one, bright red. Oop, there we go. Very nice. And here's another one here, one of the Carmens that's beginning to turn. It's a little dirty, but it's still doing well. Oh, look at my footprints. That soil is soft. Anyway, all this vacancy is where carrots and beets used to be. I pulled all those, and that's probably going to be where our brassicas go, which are inside. In fact, let me show you that right now. If you just sort of go with me inside here, what you can see is I've got stuff growing under the lights here, and usually you don't have stuff growing under the lights in the middle of summer, but for fall crops, especially for the brassicas, it works well to give them a head start inside. So these here are spinach, and you can see that the germination is a little spotty on them, but I also replanted, so I think I'll be okay, and the ones that are coming up are looking pretty good. But over here are the brassicas, and it's not Brussels sprouts because Brussels sprouts can only go in once a year, but the cabbage and the broccoli, we might be able to get a good fall crop out of these guys. So they'll be ready to go into the garden probably in another week or so. All right. Meanwhile, outside with Molly, who's looking around at stuff and sneezing a little bit, and Jessie is also exploring. It's a nice evening in the garden. Anyway, I digress. You can see that there's been some activity here in the potato patch. Let's flash back to a little bit earlier today. Well, it's a steamy August day, and today we're going to try and harvest some potatoes. Kind of like I like to look at it as an Easter egg hunt in August, because with potatoes, the kind of fun part is that you never know what you're getting because you don't see them growing. It's all underneath the ground, obviously. So you never know until you dig them up what you got. But the fact that they're all brown, you can see behind me there, most of them are all brown and dyed back. That's the sure indicator that the season is over as far as growing goes. There's some green over there in the russet potatoes because they take the longest to get ready. But anyway, they should be ready too. And so today we're going to try and see what we have. We'll start right here and get this aimed so it's in the right direction. And I'll dig up a little right there, and we'll see what we get. This is red Norland right here, and you use one of these to dig things up, but you want to be careful because you don't want to spear any potatoes. So I just kind of go straight down and see what we got. And here's a nice one. Here's another nice one. There's some more, and the soil is loose and warm, and these are really nice size. Oops, that one's got a little rodent damage. That's no good, but that happens. But it looks like we've got a very nice, bountiful crop here. So let's see. Are you? Yeah, you can see all those pretty good. Now we'll turn this over. You don't want to see that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and dig up the rest of this bed and see what we get as a total. But that's a promising start. So I know you don't want to sit around while I dig this whole thing up. So see you in a few minutes.